What's up, gang, and welcome back to another edition of Road Trippin' with the Rudes.
Hi, guys, and welcome to our real review of Cruella.
Yes.
Guys, if this is your first time tuning in, we do movie reviews, we travel as a family, we just normalize being Black in these United States.
Yes.
With that being said, if this is your first time tuning in, please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like this video. If you've been riding with us all along, thank you so much. We really do enjoy spending time with everyone.
That's a fact.
It's been a while since we've done a real review.
It's been a while. It's been a little
missed everybody. Yeah, it's been a while, so I miss everybody. If this is your first time tuning in and you like what you see, be sure to check our other videos. But Disney. Cruella. Okay, first off, we are doing a full-on movie review. There will be spoilers. We will go through the plot. We don't discuss it with each other. This is us discussing it with you.
Yes.
For a lot of people, this was their first trip to the movie theaters. Disney, well played. They had the option. You could do it on Disney Plus Premiere, or you could go to the movie theaters. This is such an iconic figure for so many people that so many people went out, they were safe, and they went to the movie theaters. And I am here for it.
Yeah.
Right?
I like it.
It is...
Some things just hit different in the theater.
Yes. Yeah. Because of those moments you get to share with other people. I'm here for the looks. As you see, I have the black and white with the signature red, but I'm also rocking Estella's hair color. And I've got my smells on. Juliet has a gun, not a perfume, and that's how I felt about Cruella. She was edgy. Let's get started.
Okay. Well, right off the bat, right? I feel like Disney made this movie for adults. This does not seem like a children's movie to me, which I'm okay with. That's a good thing. Also, they kind of, I mean, it was kind of long. 2.5 hours. I don't expect Ella to sit through that.
But Ella was watching. I was going to say, I know it was one of those things that, like, the first time I saw Zootopia, I was like, okay, kids aren't going to get this. And they did gravitate to certain parts.
Yeah.
So I think for Ella, it was the fashion. It was the artwork. It was that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that to say, I wouldn't categorize it as a children's movie.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But I would say this. I think for Ella, where she sparked or connected with was the introduction. Where we see the birth of Estella, and she's got black and white hair, and it's, really quick. We don't see her mom. We just see her born, and then she transitions to her being at school.
Yep.
And the first day of school, her mom giving her that conversation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That, here, cover your hair, try to blend in, type of thing. And it's being narrated by Cruella.
Right.
And she says, I'm not for everyone. And I don't know. When I saw that she was a little rough around the edges, to me, I was watching Ella's face, and she was glued in. Right?
For sure.
And I was here for it. She got a little in trouble in school. And, kids could be cruel. And you're trying to be outgoing, and you might look a little different, or you might be a little different. You might have a different family background. Kids are judgy.
Yeah, well, that's where you cut your teeth, in school.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it, I love the way that the children that were quote unquote normal were harassing her, but it was always Estella getting in trouble from the principal and the teachers. That's the way it goes, right? Shout out to Henry from The Good Son, right? It's always the kid that fits whatever description the parents want that are the ones that are little, crap starters. So I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
So right before she gets kicked out of school, her mom says, you know what, I'm removing her from school.
That's right.
They've got to make a move. Her and her mom have you could tell live a very simple life.
Mm-hmm.
So then they go to this manor, right?
Yes.
A hall. I'm sorry, it was Hell Manor Hall.
Yep.
And the mom says, "Stay in the car." She's got her BFF with her, which is her dog Buddy, which I thought was great. So my thing about this, when they were coming out with Cruella,
mm-hmm.
I thought, we are a dog-loving nation, okay? During the pandemic, a lot of people got puppies. No one's here for somebody trying to take dogs out the game. So how are they going to spin that?
Yeah.
And you could see her closest friend was a dog, was a little mutt by the name of Buddy. So anyway, the mom says, "Stay in the car, I'll be back." You could tell it's some big type of gala. And the mom is speaking to someone. Estella doesn't listen. Shocker. She gets out of the car. She creates a stir. Bingo, bango. Her mom is speaking to a well-dressed woman, hair freshly coiffed. And the dogs are chasing Estella, or so Estella thinks. They push her mom off the ledge. Her mom dies. Estella's now an orphan. Jumps on the back of a truck and ends up in London.
Well, remember now, when she went into the mansion, she was in awe because she's like, "This is where I need to be."
Mm-hmm.
She seen they were basically having a runway fashion show in the house.
Yeah.
So then she got caught up, blah blah blah, and then got chased outside.
And her mom had mentioned like her being a fashion designer or her being into fashion. Like you plant those seeds for children. If you see that they're interested in something, you could let them know you can do this forever, right? It doesn't stop when you become an adult. So I thought that was cool. So she's at the fountain, down on her luck. She meets the two charmingest little scammers, Jasper and Horace. Disney, shout out to your character development.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
Because
that was part of the length, right? That was the reason why
it was so necessary.
Was so long. Yeah, yeah.
Because I was not feeling Jasper and Horace in the cartoon 101 Dalmatians. They were duds. They were one-dimensional duds. So you get to meet them, and they all grow up as a scamming team. So you've got Jasper, Horace, Estella. You've got Buddy the dog.
Yep.
And you've got Winks, the dog, who wears an eye patch. Guys, if you don't follow us already on Instagram, please be sure to do so. At Road Trippin with the Rudes. I'm going to try to get Loki in an eye patch. Wish me luck.
Oh, man.
I don't know how that will work out. But Winks was too cute.
Mm-hmm.
This whole time, it's that energy of, I know I'm destined for more. I know I'm greater. I know I deserve greater. Right? But you're like the hand you dealt. You're pickpocketing. Horace is sweet. He's not the brightest pebble on the beach, though. Where Jasper is cunning.
Yeah.
Right? So Jasper is in tune with and probably is in love with Estella.
Yeah, I was getting that vibe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was getting that energy that he, has feels for Estella. So, and because he's in love with her, he picks up on things that she likes. So she's always mesmerized by billboards. She's mesmerized by a particular shop. Jasper scams a application and gets her a job there as a maid. Or kind of like cleaning up and, bottom of the barrel. I thought that was great.
Yeah. And the whole time she's trying to talk to the manager.
Yes.
Trying to drop hints.
But, we are past the generation that understood.
Just get your foot in the door.
That understood the walk to Brooklyn for my cheesecake Puff Daddy. Right? They know Diddy on the beach and they think he just woke up that way. No. He started as an apprentice and anybody that was an apprentice under him had to earn their keep.
Yeah. Well, it's some people that just say, get us in the building. We'll take care of the rest.
I don't care. I don't care what title you give me. I will show up and show out.
Yeah. You get us in the building, we'll get to where we need to be.
Exactly. So I was here for it. She got a little tipsy. Shout out to everybody getting tipsy over quarantine. big shout out to Craig. If you, like I said, follow us on Instagram, you'll see us post a lot of drinks that he makes in our stories. But we've got a bunch of great, amazing friends that do drinks. But quarantine's been real. She got a little tipsy. So she's like, F it, does her own display window. Enters the Baroness, who is the top of the top when it comes to fashion. Mm-hmm. Now, I think this is an amazing thing to mention. This all takes place in the 70s. So if you think of London in the 70s, in general, fashion, I think of Andre Leroy Talley and how he was writing and like exploring things. This is top tier fashion.
Crazy thing is, I was trying to look for Easter eggs, but the story was so compelling that it was hard. It would suck me back in. Like I wouldn't stop looking around for other stuff.
Comment down below.
Go back and watch it.
Comment down below if you saw any Easter eggs. Even with Estella as a child, her fashion sense was amazing, and so she had pins on her jacket that straight up looked like a lanyard. And I wanted to go to the park and pin trade, but there was so much going on, I couldn't see what the pins were. Mm-hmm. So we need to look back at it. But she's there. The Baroness, who's like Queen Bee of fashion, comes in. Says, who did that window? The manager was giving me Key and Peele vibes, like a generic Key.
Okay.
I couldn't, like, there's some people that you will check for in this movie as far as their acting career. He was funny, and I'm like, I'd like to see more of him. But anyway.
I don't know.
You didn't like him?
I feel like Jasper was more Key vibe.
Jasper, definitely I'll be checking on. And Horace. If you guys have seen Horace before, he was Richard Jewell.
Yo, you know what? So, he's a great actor.
He really is.
Because you know what? He did that Richard Jewell movie, and I'm like, this is the only movie he can ever do.
Right?
Right?
Now it's like, no, he can only be Horace.
Yeah, he's in another movie previous to this, too.
Yeah, I can't remember which one
I forgot what it was, but he was good in that also.
He does. He brings you in. And so, when the Baroness enters, right, it's the tale of the two Emmas. So, you've got Emma Thompson and Emma Stone. And they were just, the dynamic was amazing.
They played the hell out of both of those roles.
I immediately thought of The Devil Wears Prada.
Yep, me too.
It was giving me The Devil Wears Prada vibes.
Glenn Close is the executive producer on this.
That makes sense.
Yep.
What also makes sense, now that you say Glenn Close is the executive producer, the soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Guys, it was...
Soundtrack was great.
One of the best movie soundtracks I've heard in my life.
And the songs that they picked for the scenes went together perfectly. It was good. They did a good job with the music.
Not since Hamilton have I been like, I can't wait to play the soundtrack. Like, we're going to watch it one more time today. And then I want to listen to the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. Like, I definitely want to listen to the soundtrack. So you have the Baroness who...
Hold up. Speaking of soundtracks, join us every Saturday. I'm on my Nicole stuff. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Clubhouse. I'll be doing the mixes from 11 to 1. Clean your house to it. Boom. Soundtrack for your cleaning.
Yes. And it's Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
If you do not follow us on Clubhouse, please do so. Road Trippin with the Roots. And it really is just a mix. It was what Corey does on Saturday while I'm cleaning the house. So we kind of brought everybody along. So yes. So then you have the Baroness, bring her in kind of as an apprentice, and she's learning the ropes. That's a pretty interesting dynamic, right? Mm-hmm. So she's under her, and then she sees, it all comes crumbling down when she sees the necklace, her mother's necklace on the Baroness. Mm-hmm. A necklace which she was given. You know, her mother said, here, hold this for me. This is a family heirloom. I'll be back. Okay. Right? Stay in the car.
So at this point, what did you think the Baroness relationship was with Estella's mother? Did you have any ideas of who she could have been to them? At that
point, I did not know that was the Baroness that was there at the house.
Oh, okay, I did.
So I knew that the Baroness butler, John, was there.
Mm-hmm. No, I knew. Shout
out to the guy that plays John. I mean, he looks like Andy Garcia to me all the time.
He does.
And I love every movie he's in. Mm-hmm. I just can't name the movies that he's in. So
Kingsman is one of them.
Yeah, I'm always like, oh, he's great. Andy Garcia is doing really good with the bald head. Sorry, guys.
But no, I thought the Baroness would have been Estella's sister. I thought that was her aunt.
Okay.
At this point.
So when she said, now this is when the Baroness, when she says, where'd you get that? And the Baroness said, it's a family heirloom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I knew, so this is what I thought in my mind. I thought, oh my God, Estella's mom was a cutting edge designer and the Baroness stole her stuff because the Baroness jacks everything.
Okay.
She was like, hey, good idea, I'm going to take it, and it's mine.
I can see you thinking that.
So, that's what I thought, and I did
especially
think that they
not
were related
thinking that
somehow.
The Baroness was the person that was there with the...
When she died.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, not knowing that. So, at that point, you see the change from Estella to Cruella, right? Mm-hmm. So, Estella has spent her time trying to fit in with her red-haired wig, covering up her natural two-toned hair, trying to play by the rules. Mm-hmm. And then she sees the person who she admires the most. I'm sorry, hold on. Then she sees the person that she respects and admires the most do the shadiest stuff. She treats people like crap. She steals people's ideas. She takes 9-minute power naps. Shout out to Corey. So,
only real mad geniuses can do that, but go ahead.
So, Cruella's like been bubbling under. And what I loved is the fact that this is like an origin story. When Estella's going into school, her alter ego was Cruella. Mm-hmm. So you're like, all right, calm down, Cruella, be quiet. And it made me think of Beyonce. When Beyonce is like, listen, I'm shy, but when I'm on stage, I'm Sasha Fierce. I'm this other person.
Yeah.
So Estella had to take the back seat and Cruella had to drive. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to get in there. And then she does this plot. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. This whole time, and we've all been there as friends, Horace and Jasper are watching the decline of their friend Estella and the ascension of Cruella. Horace isn't with it. Jasper, I think, is still hanging on to hope.
Yeah, yep.
But then we get to see more of the Baroness being the Baroness. We see Estella create this amazing dress with beads from South America for the big show. Mm-hmm. They were moths. Moths, guys. And it tore up the whole rest of
that was crazy.
The dresses for the show.
So they were eggs, really, instead of beads.
Cocoons, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was super dope and super diabolical. And she planned all this to get her family necklace back. Cruella's like, that's my necklace, right? She kidnaps the dog. So I like how they brought that story into it.
Yep. It was giving me Ocean's 11 vibes, yeah.
Yes. Everything about this movie. And there's so much going on that I'm glad it was as long as it was because the plot itself had great bones. Then you bring in the soundtrack. The fashion very much was giving me Alexander McQueen, where he just showed up with his loud plaid and cutting edge, designs. And that's what it was. So she then becomes competition. Like, listen, you know what? I'm going to beat you at your own game.
Yep.
She starts popping up at different things with her fashion. And then you see the reporter, who happened to be a childhood friend of Estella.
Yes, yeah, we forgot.
Watch Cruella. Mm-hmm. There's so much going on and so many different relationships that I'm like here for it.
Yeah. She was the only one that befriended her in school.
Yes.
When they were kids.
Shout out to the children that don't care what other people think. They're friends with anyone.
Right.
That's an important quality. That's me too.
Yeah.
Like if you were sitting at the table by yourself, I was sitting with you.
I was the bully's bully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pick on somebody your own size.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's why we work so well together.
I know.
I definitely had that energy. Like, don't get loud with another child, because then you have to see me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you have the photographer, you have the Baroness trying to figure things out, but Cruella kidnaps the dogs, but she's not plotting to kill them. You see the dogs. Horace is not walking 3 bigger than life Dalmatians. Their names aren't Pongo, so their one name that we know is Genghis, right? Mm-hmm. So one dog that we know is Genghis after Genghis Khan, but the other 2 you don't know about. But it's not like, oh, she's trying to kill them. Now, there is an ode to the old Cruella in 2 parts. One of the dogs goes to sit by the fireplace, which makes me think of the cartoon. And 2, she's talking to Jasper and playing around. She says, yeah, they would make wonderful coats.
Yeah. And then she came out when she stole the show with the joint on and they're singing a song about taking the dog, killing the dogs.
Yeah. Listen, Buddy was shook.
I thought she did. I was like, oh, yo, she really did.
Her dog Buddy was shook. He looked a little nervous. Mm-hmm. That's what I noticed. But I was here for it all.
Yo, are we getting into the era where they're gonna make their villains likable?
This is what I was gonna say.
Because Cruella was very likable.
I am so excited. Cruella has opened up the door for so many. Because I am a firm believer that we are all born with goodness. Right? We are all born clear slates with good hearts, good minds. What happens? Mm-hmm. What happened to you? Because let me tell you something. As a child, I was afraid of the villains. But, Scar, no truer words were said than I'm surrounded by idiots. Yeah. If you've lived in this country for the last 4 years, that's what you thought often. So, Cruella was so good, they have to do an Ursula backstory. They have to do a Jafar backstory.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Are we going to get into, where the villains are about to get their shine? Which I'd be here for.
Yeah.
And it was one part in there. You know how in the cartoon Cruella has the crazy eyes? After she did that concert about after killing the dogs and her makeup was all messed up, that's what she looked like. It was like the real life, like her eyes was looking crazy. It was
genius. It was genius how they paid homage to the original. Which, dare I say, let me just say this. The villains, people loving the villains is definitely the Marvel effect, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Marvel made multi-dimensional villains all the way.
Yeah.
And this was the best live action adaptation I've seen since Maleficent. Which goes to the fact of when they redid Mulan, when they redid Lion King, when they redid they lacked that depth or that new spin or that fresh look.
So that's the thing. I feel like instead of making live action cartoons, the live action version of the cartoon, just give us the villain backstory.
Yeah. And I'm here for it.
We don't need that.
I'm here for it. This was a long time since Maleficent. I'd like to see them come up a little sooner, right? Okay. But Cruella, the ending was great. It left the door open. So, in the end, Baroness arrested. Cruella gets her mansion. Do I think she's done wreaking havoc on the world? No.
Of course not.
Right? Were her actions justified? Yeah. And I think that's what made this amazing. I think we could see more of the 101 Dalmatians from the standpoint of Horace goes, is Genghis gaining weight? So possibly pregnant, right? So I caught that. But I thought there were so many nods to the cartoon, but not in a way that was insulting, not in a way that they were trying to redo
obvious,
it.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know what you think. I think it was like the perfect backstory.
Yeah.
Origin story, backstory, whatever you want to call it, I'm here for it.
I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Tire
Tracks?
Yeah, I give it 4.5. It was a good movie.
Listen, I definitely give it, you know what?
I came in with 0 expectations, right? And with doing that, I'm like, oh, they kind of blew me away a little bit.
I knew they were going to show out by some of the things that Disney put out in stores as far as the fashion, right? So I knew that was going to be on point. I didn't have any expectations, but I will say this. Out of the movies that they've been putting out lately, I'm glad this was the one that they made a big deal and like kind of pushed for the movies to go to the movie theater, because this is a movie theater movie.
It is.
I give it 4 tire tracks out of 5. But guys, I'm putting them on rims. This was top tier. So I'm going to say 4 tires on 24s.
Oh, 24s.
Burning truck on 24s. That's how my partner.
So tipping on 4 Vogues.
Oh!
You've got the music, you've got the fashion, you've got the 70s, you've got characters that are so amazing. And guys, now that I'm saying this, I am so sorry that I did not mention how amazing Artie was. Artie, the shop owner, cutting edge. He was giving me David Bowie vibes. It was just...
How about when she was breaking him out of jail? She was giving me Freddie Mercury vibes.
Yes! It was the 70s, like... And if you haven't done so, I love Andre Leon Talley, and his autobiography kind of takes you back in that time era where you were walking down the street and you'd see Oscar de la Renta exclusive or things like that.
Yeah.
It was just...
No, they did it. They did the thing on this
It's a must watch.
Yeah.
If you feel safe, it's a must watch at the movie theater. Black and White is about to take over the summer. I just... Guys, I don't even like a red lip, but I was so here for the looks.
Yeah.
This movie did to the summer what Drake's songs normally do to the summer. Like, you know it's officially summer when you hear a Drake bop. Cruella DeVille. Spelled like devil, but pronounced DeVille.
So did you know that the last name came from the car?
Yeah.
You knew that? Okay.
No, I didn't know that before this.
That's what I'm saying.
Before this movie, I did not know that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking.
No, did you?
Nah.
No.
But, I mean, she did have a crazy car, the Coupe de Ville, you feel me?
It was amazing. All of this was amazing, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I will be rocking out to the music. I will be wearing my black and white. I will try to put a patch on Loki. Wish me luck. Stay tuned. Follow our social media.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. I highly recommend it to anyone. So comment down below what your thoughts are on the movie. And if you liked hearing our thoughts and spending time with us for this review, please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like this video. Guys, this was amazing, and we missed you. We'll be back. We've got some stuff going on. So
we back on
really
road, too.
So we're back on the road.
Fully vaxxed, baby.
Hot vax summer.
Let's get it.
Get at me. Thanks, guys, again so much. We really, really enjoyed it. And you know what? Until the next time.
Keep tripping.
Bye, guys.